So many Christians have good guru devotion. They reach out to Jesus. They call Jesus. They have a strong devotion to Jesus, so Jesus is alive to them. So they pray before they eat and this and that. So their original practice, really wonderful. Really wonderful. I always praise, even in Singapore, I'm sitting on throne teaching. I say, Christians, wonderful. Muslims, wonderful. You know, the Buddhists, oh, very shy, very scared. They don't, even when you want to pray, anybody looking, when you pray, they're afraid of being cultish. You're not, you're pagan. People say you're pagan. People say you're cultish, this and that. Ah, come on. People say whatever they want to say. If you don't drop your identity, you are always going to be a target to waiting to be shot. You know, we are all, imagine, we are all like this. We are all walking like this. Shoot me, shoot me, shoot me, shoot me. You know, all the time. We are doing many things because we have this strong identity. I am red and yellow. Don't say I'm not red and yellow. I am truly red and yellow. I must be red and yellow. I am red and yellow. My body, my speech, my mind, my soul is red and yellow. So everybody sees you as red and yellow. Those who don't like shoot you and you get shot. Right? If you have no identity, sometimes I'm red, sometimes I'm red and yellow, sometimes I'm brown, sometimes I'm this, sometimes I'm that. So let's know, if you have no real identity, you are willing, we are very willing to be interchangeable. Just like a loving mother or a loving parent or loving teacher will do all it takes to make sure the child, the student, the disciple get the meaning, get the essence, do all it takes. Not just sitting there and, today I thank you for coming, and I just say what I want to say, thank you, and then after that go off and say, oh, no. Why I'm such a naggy teacher? I'm very naggy. Right? I'm worse than any grandmother, I think. Because I want to make sure you get it. Next time I come, I don't need to repeat that with you. I may say for the beginners, but for those, many people say, oh Lama, why you keep on saying the beginning stuff? I say, if your foundation is not strong, you collapse. And when you collapse, it's going to be really painful. Many people don't have gurus, many people don't have spiritual guidance, and so they learn so much from books, from videos, from what other people say and other people hear, other people's experience. Then they fantasize, and they want to think, and they want to feel, and they want to create their own version of the story. And what happens? It is always other people's experience. It is always other people's dream. It is always other people's guru, other people this and that, and they try to put it for themselves and they collapse. They collapse. And so we need to reconnect with ourselves. So we need to have our own experience. I feel, this time I'm here, I talked to quite very many of you, and you said you are very appreciative of me that I can speak your language even though my English is not so good. Okay? But you say you can connect directly with me and not what the Lama speak 4 minutes of another language, and then the interpreter speaks 1 minute, and then the interpreter gets upset. What? And they complain. I just don't want to mention names because there's one person I just love to disturb. He's my best friend, my brother. Yeah, he's my love. So I wish he's my senior. We have same guru. So if he hears this, he's gonna come after me. Right? So, this divinity, yes, you wanted to ask something. Uh, don't have a physical body and these other beings, everything. I don't deny that there are such things, but, like I said, but generally, it is dangerous. Because when we want to practice spirituality, we need to have a foundation. Many people think and feel spirituality is about having powers, clairvoyance, being able to see far, taking refuge in those masters who have ability to see far away, to hear far away, having this, having that, or being to tell the future because they can see far. I just want to share this with you, with no offense or pun intended. I asked my guru that. I said, I heard this other person, when I was a teenager, I said, last time there was this Chinese monk who could this and that, and so I'll take refuge to him, or can learn to see far, having certain powers or this and that. My guru said, you can go take refuge in a vulture. I said, what? He said, you can go take refuge in a bird. I said, why? Because a bird can fly high and can see far. Right? I love my guru because of his clarity and directness. If you want to look for somebody who can fly into the sky, there are many bodies who can fly in the sky, birds. You want to look for somebody who can see far, go take refuge to binoculars. He say like this. We need to take refuge. This out of our non-physical body entities, this and that, first of all, are they enlightened? Many of us think that if it answers our questions, that means that is about spiritual, that is being spiritual. No. Answer questions can be your wife, can be your spouse, can be your lover, can be anybody. My wife answered many of my questions too. I don't take refuge to her. You see? I take refuge to my guru, my students when I don't understand some things. I ask them questions and they answer me too. I don't take refuge to them or my friends. So, frankly speaking, that's a little bit dangerous. Not little bit, that is dangerous. Because there is no common ground or anything that we can connect and practice to base our practice upon. So I wouldn't recommend that, yes. There's no difference between life or death?
Yeah. I mean, somebody would die or somebody is alive. The soul and spirit is there. And that's what I chose one day in front of somebody whom I believe, whose life was a good example to me, and who I connected. I knew many things about him. And I asked right in front of his eyes, I said, I want you to be my husband. And from that moment, spiritual questions, not, I want a wife, I want a husband, I want a food or this. But I got my answers, and I'm getting my answers.
Okay, if you are getting your answers and this and that, and you feel that is your path, I have no problem.
No, I know it's not for you, but it's just to give this opportunity for others eventually.
Yeah, like you see, like for me, Buddha was alive before, and now is Buddha still amongst with us? Yes, he's amongst with us. Okay, because he is no longer restrained within a physical body. Right? So Is He with us? And is He everywhere? We know. Okay, so if you can connect at that level, I rejoice. Okay, if you can connect at that level. So, but what Buddha taught us was to drop our I. To drop our I. That was the basis. That is the basis of all levels of Buddhism, the identity. That's why when you become monks or nuns, you have to shave. You have to shave your hair. You have to change the clothes. That means to release yourself. I mean, in the Indian culture, you can tell very clearly in the past if somebody is a Brahmin by the hairstyle, by the clothes they wear, and you know, just it's very identifiable. By the names, very identifiable. That's why in Buddhism, when we take refuge to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha, okay, we are given names. We're given names because when you pray, you don't say your own name anymore. You pray with your refuge name. Okay? And so that purpose is to tell us you have a new identity, a new life. And so, by becoming a monk or nun, that is the actual physical release of your past identity. Of the only thing you can't change is your skin color. But you change your clothes, you change your place of stay, you don't stay at home anymore. You change the way you eat, and the many changes. So to remind ourselves that we are transformed, we evolve from that. So to realize this deity within, first we need to go into the deep feeling that you want to become enlightened. You want to be awakened or enlightened. If you don't want that, it will always end up as you want to practice to become something else. You want to practice to attain something else. You want to practice to have something else. That you're always practicing for certain knowledge, or certain wisdom, for certain abilities. It's like many people go to school, and now you have universities. I said it, I didn't mean it as a joke. Many people go to school and universities, but you know, the more they learn, the more it's like they're learning rocks. The mind becomes more rigid, not become more light. There are institutions to teach us knowledge, and then from that knowledge we become stony or rocky. And we graduate from the great institutions with pieces of paper that we use to show off, not for the benefit of others, but to make more money out of others. You see? And so we need to clearly want to become, I have seen people who become doctors, and some are really believe in the cause of being a doctor, to help, to heal, you know, to be of service. I've also seen doctors who just believe in the aesthetics of being, wanting things to just be nice and beautiful, to have that perfect cheek, that perfect eye, and the perfect look, you know, and think about different kinds of things just for beauty. I know. And I also know of other doctors who do many things just for money. It's just for the money. No, losing the essence, the spirit of things, of it. And so when you want to be divine, you make the decision now. Or at least, if you're taking the initiation tomorrow that you want to be divine. You want to be enlightened. Tomorrow we're doing this initiation of this, the Indian called Kubera, okay? We call it Zambala, of this wealth deity, wealth god. And how you can become wealthy, how you can become rich, okay, is in his It's in his teaching, in his manifestation, there are many things to learn. Okay, there are many things to learn from. And of course, I'm not going to say that now. I'll only say that after the initiation and during the initiation teachings, then that is for you to hear. But generally, you must feel that you want to become a Buddha so you can liberate all sentient beings. It is the same as wanting to be a doctor, to study and practice to be a doctor, and then when you become a doctor, what happens? Do you make money? Do you, or do you, in the spirit of being a doctor, do you really want to help others? Do you really want to give your time, your love, your knowledge, your experience to serve, to help, to heal? So it is the same. Right now we have to generate this thought, I want to become a Buddha. Or if you don't want to use the word Buddha, I want to be an awakened being. I want to be awake so as to be able to liberate all beings from their suffering and to help all beings to become awake too. This is the most important. You see, ordinarily, people want to be great and only want to be great for themselves. But the Buddha or the awakened ones are great because they want their disciples and want all beings to be great too. You understand? When I was young, my great-grandmother, my grandmother, they actually told me this, which I totally didn't agree from a very young age. I was always arguing with them over this point. Don't share your knowledge with other people. Because you must always keep something to yourself so that other people will not be better than you. Okay? I don't know whether it is prevalent in the Western culture, but in the Asian culture, I believe many people believe in that. Okay? Don't share everything. Don't share everything. Keep, they always say, if you give a manual, tear off the last page. You know? Up to the very end, that last page is with you. So that you will always be the master. You see? So this is something I don't agree. For me, I don't just tell people what to do. I give them the manual too. Okay, and I will want you to do even better than me. For example, I love to eat fried eggs. Okay, and one day I thought I did the best fried egg. And one day, my student taught me how to do fried egg over easy, perfectly. And I thought I did the best. And then I taught him. And so he went back to experiments. Okay? And then he came back to tell me, I have something to share with you. I did this and it was even better. And I rejoiced. And he even taught me how he explained, and then I went to do it. True. Wow. You see, two heads are better than one. Three better than one. The thing is that we must agree to work as a team. We must agree to join forces. We must agree to open our hearts to be one so that we will grow. And not just about, hey, this is my style, my lineage, my style, my lineage, my guru, my pattern is uniquely me, this is me, and this and that. Oh, I'm telling you, you want to live like that? I cannot force you. You are just going to suffer, that's all. You are just so going to suffer. Because when somebody challenges you, you are not happy. Somebody say you are not good, you are not happy. Somebody say this, you are not happy. Somebody say that, you are not happy. Your happiness is based on other people's mouth, not on your inner peace. So, this deep thought that you want to be awakened, you want to be divine and awakened and be spiritual, to become Buddha, is to lead all beings to become a Buddha too. That is the only reason I train myself on the spiritual path. That is my own personal only reason. I don't know how to, I feel to teach from a textbook is very easy. I just bring out a text and I just read and then give commentary, read and commentary. You have a book, I have a book. We read and then we talk and then, okay, the school teacher, that's the easiest. But to share from my experience, that is my only reason. That is why I allow, wherever I go, to always to have students to come along. You know, I want to go see something, many people can come along. Very good, very happy. You know, want to go eat, we can go eat together. Right? And share happiness. Don't need to everybody eat the same food. You know, we can everybody order different food and then share. We can taste many things. Like this, always you want to be open. You always want to share. You always want to grow in. And that's very important. So remember, drop the I. If you cannot renounce, if you cannot drop the identity, you cannot renounce, truly, you cannot do anything. You will be so, what I call, in the world. You will be so in this world. So the next one is you want to become. And then the third, you want to become a Buddha. The third point is emptiness. What is emptiness? What is emptiness? I actually already explained it to you. The color of the sky. You said you having this color, that color, but I said the sky is colorless. It is conditional and this and that. So you see, to me, everything is empty. Even this 130-year-old building is empty because it is created by cause and condition. So we see everything is due to cause and condition and effect. And so, because everything is empty, everything has a chance to fully redevelop and to color the world again and again and again. That is why we have these deity practices, where in the beginning we must meditate and focus on the emptiness meditation. We may be here, we may be now, but everything is empty. From there, you can arise many things. What is the most, many people don't agree. Why is empty good? So now I ask you, what is the most useful part of the pot? What is the most, it's the empty space, yes. It's the empty space. Right? And so, when it is empty, you can use. What is the most beautiful thing about the drum? The sound it produces, and it can only be produced when it is empty. Right? And so, many other things, when we say that it is empty, that means there is great potential. A potential to recognize, for example, one house, an old house, that is very old, and that building was taught by many other people as being built, and for us, it is empty. And when it is empty, we can take that house down and reuse, recycle its how to say, bricks and the stones and the wood, and reuse them. Okay, and so no more that, but can use for something else. Can use for something else. No problem. Recycle, reuse, rethink, and recreate. When you can recreate, your life is a recreation. Same spelling, right? Right? When you can recreate your life, recreate your heart, your whole being your whole life and your activities is recreational. Okay? I'm not joking. It is experiential for me. I was working as a cook, and 1 month my salary was $500. In 1 month, every month my salary, $500, how much is that in US? 400 plus? Let's say 400, 1 month. And slowly, then it went up all the way to 3,000, 4,000 per month. Okay? And then you think, working so hard for what? For money. No more passion. No more passion in cooking, in this and that. So I decided I don't want to be a chef anymore. I want to follow my heart. I want to follow my guru. And when I follow my guru and I do my practice and I'm able now, I have no regrets that I can teach again. When I was working, I could not teach. I was like, I had to follow a schedule of how, who, where, what, why, how things and must and this and that. And you open up and you renounce and there is no more boundary. No more rules of others to follow, but to natural laws of the universe. You are what you choose to be, and you will attract what you choose to be. You will attract those who believe in what you choose to be, and all of you, we say, I think you say, one way of saying birds of the same feather fly in a flock.
Yes.
Yes. Right? So you just be. And the thing is that be a multi-bird. Be a multi-being. Don't just be a bird. Don't just be a dog. Don't just be this, but be anything. So I really like this movie. I remember the first time I came to America was the first Matrix. I remember because my friend, my best old friend and buddy, he asked me to go and he told me, come Rama, I'm bringing you to American cinema. And so that was like a milestone. I've been to American cinema. Wow. You know? Yeah. It was in Chicago. And so I went to American cinema and he was telling me how other people can spend one whole day watching movies. I said, how? And he taught me the method. I'm sure you know, right? Huh? You don't know? I share with you. He was telling me, you study the time. Once you get in, and then you pretend and you go to the other. So one movie is finished, then you just go to the other theaters. And I said, that's a terrible thing to do. That's a terrible thing to do. And he said, yeah, but it's fun. I said, okay, fun for you. But I said, not nice. I said, not nice. Yeah. So I remember, and I felt, it left a deep imprint in my mind. That's why I always like to watch that first Matrix again. I always enjoyed that. I think I watched it two times or 3 times. I really like it. Do you dare to take the pill of truth? Once you take it, it's never turning back. Right? Yeah. And it really has so many things about the Dharma. Actually talks so much about emptiness, about how you believe things to be, but they are not as though what you believe it to be. So it's sort of like, it screws your mind and unscrews your mind. Yeah. First it screws and unscrews and it screws and it unscrews, then you walk out from it, so what is what? So what is what? Right? And I really love that movie. I don't have much chance to watch movie, So I want to tell you, my favorite movie I like to watch is Mr. Bean. Yeah, Mr. Bean. Yeah. I like to watch. I just like to watch a comedy or this kind of simple, short one. You know, don't need to talk. One look, you can laugh and just laugh. Just laugh at life, right? I mean, that's me. So you see, slowly you know me. Okay? Yeah. So any other questions? Yes, please.
So, you mentioned that we all have different weather, and maybe there's a cloud over our heads, and we behave badly during that time. Maybe we hurt people. So how do you clear that? How do you atone for that?
Okay, number one, you see, what comes into our life is all interconnected with us. Our energies attracted it. Some people, for example, work with, they see a lot of wrongs and this and that, and they are very righteous, so end up, they believe in that so much, you see, so they end up being a prison warden. And so, I'm sharing with you something that I want you to release the idea of atonement, but to recondition. Everything that you are in the past, you are now, it's all conditional. We must accept that. Okay? So everything can be reconditioned. So let's do something that we can recondition ourselves. Please close your eyes and pray. Pray. Pray to yourself. Pray to your own divine heart. Okay? So close your eyes. Please call out your own inner consciousness. Now please call out your name. Okay, you can say it out loud now. Say your name. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you.